Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Silly Geese podcast. I'm Jordan.
Silly Geese.
I'm joined by my wonderful co-host Thomas. I know you said your full name there. Shouldn't do that.
You almost, you
I
almost said
nearly
it.
did. But no, I'm here with Thomas. No Neve today, as we said last week. Neve is gonna be taking a bit of time off. Um, for the next while, just because like different things have come up, which is normal. So yeah, it's gonna be me and
Very.
Thomas for a while. Um, and there he goes. It's just gonna be me for now. Um, but
Sorry.
no. How have you been getting on, Thomas? How's your week been going so far?
It was okay until the week was. It was okay, but then Friday happened. Then my day got 100% better.
So, for anyone wondering, Thomas or not Thomas, Friday was the day of our Lord and Savior. Uh, Sonic 2 came out here in Ireland. I don't know if it's out in America yet. I don't know.
No.
It could be. I don't fully know. But yeah, we got it April Fool's Day anyway. I don't know where everyone else got it. Because last time, the first one was released on Valentine's Day. And this one was released on April Fool's. Which is so funny to me. But, no, yeah, we got to see it on Friday. We got to see one of the earliest showings of it. Like, we could have seen anyway, especially with school. And, yeah, it was good. We'll talk
Oh my
about it
god.
later. But it was good. Any other news this week, Tom?
We got a few gaming news. Not a lot, but a small bit. First
Alright.
off, PlayStation Plus. You we're getting Hood, Outlaws and Legends, which will be fun. It's kind of like a mixture of, I think, Rainbow Six Siege, where you choose like a different legend kind of guy thing, and then you're supposed to go steal treasure,
Hmm.
which is pretty cool. And then we got SpongeBob SquarePants the game rehydrated,
Yeah.
which is a remaster of Plankton takes over Capi, Cap, the
Bikini Bottom?
Bikini Bottom. Uh, sorry. Yeah, and so obviously that was a great remaster. So
Yeah,
yeah,
everyone loved that. I remember
and then
that.
we got another game called Slay the Spirit. I don't know that much about it. From the name itself, it sounds like you're doing something to a spirit. I think slaying it, but who
Possibly.
knows?
Possibly.
Possibly. Persona 5 is being removed from the PlayStation 5 Plus collection. So in a few days, so you might want to get that before they take it off. Don't know why they're doing it.
But
Nobody knows
also,
why.
they're doing a Nintendo Switch bundle, aren't they?
Possibly.
I don't know, I saw something like that. I saw a lot of people complaining about the controllers. But I don't know if it was Persona or not. I'll look that up now.
But yeah, so that's something. So we don't know if it's going to be replaced with a different game or not. Who knows? Probably not. Probably just going to be left.
Hmm.
And another thing, for those who like the Yakuza series or Judgment or Lost Judgment, whatever, Lost Judgment is getting an expansion pass and it's out now called the Kaito Files, where you play as Kaito from the games. So that'll be fun. You have two fighting styles, Brawler and Breaker, I think, which will be fun. And he has a new set of moves and his own version of how to be a detective as well, which looks fun.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's so far an okay week.
Yeah. I didn't get any gaming news off Neve. Um, but yeah, no, I didn't get any news this week off her. But we got our first look, or our first episode of Moon Knight came out, and I have Neve's review here. I wrote on a little sticky note. I asked her about it, and she said, "It's so good, it's so good. Ah, I fucking loved it. Editing is so good with all the fight scenes, so that you never actually have to see anyone like being killed, and that's why it can stay at the age rating it's at. Ethan Hawke is creepy as ever, and I don't know what else to say," is what she said. on the matter of Moon Knight. I agree. It's really good. She also, without giving anything too much away, she said her heart broke for I don't remember his name now. I cannot remember his name. But her
Remember?
heart, huh?
I don't know, main character.
Main character, but it's not Mark. That's the other like
Oliver.
main. But his normal name, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. But yeah, he at the steak restaurant, her heart broke when she saw that scene. So did mine. It's really good. That's just me without spoilers. But no, it's very interesting, and it's not like anything that's been done, which is obviously what Marvel have been doing for a while now. They're like just making completely new shit, which I really appreciate. But it's good. It's very good. We'll have another quick. I don't know if Neve will be here next week. I don't know what we're doing next week.
We'll figure it out.
We might not even have an episode next week, but if we do, we'll keep you updated, and then me and Neve will do an entire spoiler review at the end when the last episode comes out. So that'll be in like 5 weeks from time of recording, or well, a month I guess from time of recording. So yeah. So I guess we should get on to the real meat, the flesh and bones of this. We're gonna talk vague non-spoilers at the start, hopefully, and then move into proper spoiler territory. So
Hmm.
we'll give you a warning when that kind of starts. But Thomas, just without spoiling anything, what did you think of this movie?
As I stated in Instagram, which you should go follow, Chili Dog
Chili
is
dog.
what I believe I said.
Yeah.
And it was a great film, one of the best films I've ever seen in 2022, and possibly one of the best video game adaptations I've ever seen for a film.
Yeah.
Well, or movie adaptation for a video game.
Hmm.
That sounds a lot
Do
better.
you think it's better than
But
the
yeah,
first one?
100% yes. It's improved exactly how it should have.
Yeah.
In the first one, I had problems with pacing because I felt things moved on too quickly. Characters were just like, "Oh, okay, I'm along with this ride now."
Yeah.
But in this one, it felt a lot better,
The pacing
and
was a lot better. But then there's a lot more going on in this movie.
and the film is an extra hour long, which probably helps as well.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that myself, but it is very good.
Very good.
So what did you think of the character of Knuckles? Without like going into like his backstory and stuff, but like, what did you think of the addition of him?
Amazing.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Idris Elba really. I originally heard Idris Elba was playing Knuckles, and I was like, this is either gonna be really good or really bad, and it was really good.
Very good.
He suits it so well. He plays it very well, and the character is written extraordinarily. So is Tails.
Tails is good as well.
Tails is not like cringy in my opinion.
No?
Tails doesn't get as much screen time as say Knuckles, but Tails has a lot of funny jokes, and Tails has a lot of like little neat things that they do throughout the story. And
Hmm.
Tails is voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy obviously, and she's great. She actually only got to meet the rest of the cast the other day, which was really funny. She only got to meet Ben and Jim the other day at the opening in Paramount Pictures, I think it was, in Hollywood, I assume. But she was very good. Sonic's design changes. So, well, all their designs changed. So Sonic and Tails both did. Which,
Sonic changed a bit more, kind of, but I think that was to more suit the other two.
yeah, and it does suit. But there's a couple instances in this movie where Sonic looks kind of untextured, or like
Hmm.
the light doesn't properly reflect off him very well. It's in a very few scenes, but once I noticed it, it stuck out like a sore thumb for me.
Hmm.
It didn't hinder my enjoyment of the movie, obviously, but it was just like, oh, that looks weird. Anyway, whatever, and like continued on because like the scene had just moved on that quickly.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think of the soundtrack?
I got
Sorry.
one of the best soundtracks I've ever seen or heard. Sorry,
Yeah,
but
it's weird, isn't it?
it's just the soundtracks were just loads of like great songs on it that
Hmm.
I didn't think would be on it.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a lot of new-ish songs, but a lot of them were just songs that are just regarded as like good songs
Yeah, there's
and
a
not
lot
like
of just
new
bangers in it.
popular.
I think the most
Yeah,
recent ones were obviously the one that was made for the credits song, the one that was made for the movie.
yeah, that
But there was also Uptown Funk, which I think is the only other like recent-ish song that I could recognize anyway. Uptown Funk, uptown. But all the songs like
oh,
suit the scenes that they're in as
mm,
well, which really works. It's so good.
very good.
Um, what did you think of Ivan Robotnik?
Oh my god, he is just loved him.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just class. Jim
He's a
Carrey
lot.
could be retiring, which is weird.
It's sad to hear,
It's sad to
obviously.
hear, obviously, but like, it's weird to think that. I heard a lot of people complaining, like, why did they hire Jim Carrey since he's obviously not going to continue doing these movies? But it's like,
Mm,
Jim Carrey, like, sells the character as well. Whether or not he
yeah,
wanted to continue doing it is, like, a different thing. Um, but, like, he works as Robotnik. And he's
yeah,
very funny, especially in this. He's very witty in this.
yeah. Somehow there's a lot more scenes with him, and which I enjoy,
Mm.
and they focus a bit more on him than they do Sonic than the first one.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The first one, he's kind of more like. He's not very wacky in the first one. He's a bit, but he's kind of more like. This guy's weird. But in this one, he's like cartoon character wacky, which I really appreciate.
Yeah. And it makes sense as
Yeah.
well.
Because he's also spent like 200 days on a mushroom planet. Or 2 years, or however long it is. You know, like. This man is genuinely gone insane, and you can tell. I think
Mm.
that's why I enjoy it, the transition so much. It's because it's such
Which
an easy way to transition it.
also, that isn't a spoiler, by the way, because if you've seen the last film, it was clearly shown that he was in
Yeah.
there, and he was going to be there for a while.
Yeah. But even
And
like you can kind of tell in this one that like
also, plus he started acting crazy at the end of the first one when he started painting a rock
mm,
and called it stone. But anyway, yeah,
sorry.
it's good.
But I don't remember what I was gonna say now. I don't really know how to go around without spoiling this movie.
Well, then let's just say spoilers are now open.
Spoilers now. Yeah, okay. Um
So, okay.
how do we how do I start this? What did you think of the whole like Master Animal storyline?
It was good. It was good. I've never really been into the Sonic games. I've
It
only heard
explains it very quickly and very easily.
it. It does, and I found that I could like get onto it because I've heard of them before. I know they're power things or whatever.
Yeah.
I know that.
They're the Dragon Balls basically.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's originally kind of what they're based on.
I don't know. I don't think I'd
Um,
say more Infinity like stones.
I know. I think they're because like you'd think they're based on the Infinity Stones because like the Chaos Emeralds are the different colors, but since when you get the seven of them, you become Super Saiyan basically, and you like anything you want is granted. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Because in the games, yeah, Like I know he goes golden when he has them in the game.
Hmm.
Yeah, but no, in Dragon Ball, they're just like orbs that you just put together. You get a dragon and you wish for stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shangon Wu, is it?
Sh- Shenron.
Shenron. Sorry.
No,
But no, it is the Master Emerald thing is done really well, and I really like how it's like Longclaw's old tribe and like Knuckles' tribe, and I really
yeah.
like how Knuckles and Sonic are like these mirrored characters. Like
Mm,
they both have the same backstory, but
generally.
yeah, they both have the general same backstory of like even the same day their lives changed forever. But that's like it's handled really well because it gets that weird. There was like emotional beats in this movie.
Mm,
Like this movie is like kind of sad at times, but there's like a part where Knuckles is asking Sonic how he like continues to do what's right, even though everything like works out badly for him.
again,
Um,
and again, and again,
yeah,
and again.
again and again and again. But it's just really well done. Like
It
all the
is.
characters' interactions with each other. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles have a really good dynamic.
They do.
I was really hoping there's a part in this movie where they're like, and they were heroes, and we should be heroes. And I thought they were gonna go, well, then we'll be called the Sonic Heroes. They didn't do it.
Mm,
I think it was a bit too on the nose. I think they want to do that like Avengers Assemble thing, where they're gonna
mm,
keep bringing it up.
yeah,
You also in this movie we learned that gun is a thing,
it
which has been
is.
set up since the events of the first one. Um,
Was it Galactic
Galactic United Nation or no, I don't remember actually.
Global United Nations?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know, but it's something like that.
Mm, good.
It's very good, yeah. Yeah. I don't remember what it stands for. I'm gonna check now actually. Um, in Sonic 2, but there's like a lot in this movie. There's a lot of really good jokes.
Yeah, there
Um,
is.
Eggman
None,
flosses.
which
What?
isn't actually as bad as you think.
Yeah. I remember Thomas kind of was like, "Oh, that's cringe," and then I was like, "Well, I think it makes like sense because like he's just gone like completely insane, and like it kind of makes sense with his character." And he was like, "Yeah, never mind. That does make sense."
Yeah,
The coffee shop is called the Mean Bean, which is like a reference to Doctor Eggman's Mean Bean machine, which is a different game. Obviously there's the Death Egg, the big fucking robot, which we'll talk about, but it's great. It's such an
very
amazing
great.
design, and the way they like bring it together is really good as well.
Mm.
Um, the Guardian Units of Nations is what it's called.
Uh,
Well, yeah, we find out that that's a thing from the Olive Garden guy in the first movie. I don't remember who he's meant to be. Is he the president?
he's like a general, like one of the
General, okay.
military.
Um, but yeah, that's he comes back, and it's like pretty funny actually when he comes back.
Hmm.
Um,
He's like the Olive Garden guy.
what did you think of the whole wedding bit?
It was done well.
I thought so too. I like how it's like, I like how it's just a catfish. Like it's literally called Operation Catfish, which is
Yeah.
really funny to me. But yeah, it's a good like. There's a lot of this movie is like, what's it called? Physical humor.
Hmm.
You know, like Knuckles gets hit by a car at one point.
Very funny.
Um, the entire wedding thing is just people like screaming and hitting each other.
Hmm.
So there's like a lot of, and there's a lot of like tropes as well, which is also done very well. Like they're all the tropes that they do are done in a really good way, I feel.
Hmm.
Like there's a Home Alone trope where Sonic is just like completely trashing the house. And has to make it look normal when he like gets the phone call, but since he's Sonic, he can just clean it up in like 2 seconds. Like it's everything is done is handled very well. I can't think of much to talk about. Um, what did you think of Eggman after he gets the Master Emerald?
Oh, very weird, funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but I that's because I was really confused in the trailers. I was like, why is Eggman green?
Yeah,
I was like, why did they ruin his already really good design and make him green? It's because he's under the influence basically of the Master Emerald,
which is very cool.
which is yeah, it's done really cool, like in a really cool way.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's and then he makes the big tornado, and then he builds the Death Egg from there.
Mm.
Is he dead?
We don't know.
We don't know. There's a possibility that he's dead.
I think the reason they did that is because Jim Carrey may or may not be retiring, so they're just doing
Yeah,
it just in case that they
that's
can
a good
just.
point. I think they're also trying to do like, all right, well, like if we don't have Jim Carrey, we'll still have Agent Stone, and he could be like a villain.
Hmm. Also,
Um,
love
hmm?
all the references. I love the reference when Agent Stone is going through the outfit designs.
Yeah, and he comes across the classic outfit. It's a
Yeah.
really neat touch. There's a part in this movie where like Sonic is doing, he's attacking Knuckles, and he's like doing the bounce. I think it's from Sonic CD, but it's like just this move that he can do where he'll just like instead of a homing attack, he'll just do a straight like ground pound kind of.
Hmm.
And he'll like just do like a really cool bounce, and that's like in the movie. Um, I noticed there's a lot of like poses he does in this movie that like are really reminiscent of like Spider-Man and stuff,
Yeah.
which I think was kind of a neat touch, whether or not it was supposed to be.
Yeah. There's
Um,
also when him and Knuckles are fighting as well, when he's dodging like Knuckles' attacks
hmm.
and stuff. That's a reference to the show Sonic
Yeah,
X when
yeah,
he's dodging his attacks. Except in this one, in the movies, Knuckles does land his attack.
yeah. But I really like that whole thing. I know that they did the whole like who Team Knuckles, Team Sonic thing, but I think it
Hmm.
works a lot better in this movie because they're taking the piss out of everyone else that did that and was serious. Like
Hmm.
Civil War did that, Batman vs Superman did that, Transformers did that. I can't think of anything else
Yeah.
that did that, but there was definitely another like big franchise. But it's like they have a little fight, and that's like all that they show in the trailers, and then like the rest of the movie they don't fight.
Yeah. And it's done well as
Yeah,
well.
it's done. It's pretty funny.
Hmm. Also,
Oh, go on.
speaking of Knuckles, he is done amazingly comedy wise.
Yeah, cause he's dopey, but he's not really dopey.
Yeah. He's naive to like social cues in a sense.
Yeah,
Eh, Like
he's
when
very similar to what he is in the games, but he's just turned up a notch. He's kind of like a weird mix of Sonic Boom Knuckles and the original Knuckles from like Sonic Adventure.
I also love the scene where he's surrounded by Dr. Eggman's drones when he's hanging from a cliff. And he's just like,
Yeah,
you think these drones can stop me? I'll crush them. Oh, there's stairs.
yeah, and he just walks up. Like that's a good one. I really like that bit there. Um,
Oh,
there's
the
oh
running gags as
sorry.
well. The running gags in this film is good as well. Like the handshake.
Yeah, the handshake is good. The power bump is good.
Mm.
Um, what else is like another running gag? Just Wade is the entire epitome of a running gag.
Yeah.
Like there's a part where he's like, "This is the Wade Cave or the Wayne Cave." I don't know what his name actually is, but he's like, "That's something I hope to say to a girl. That's not my mother." And it's like this guy is
He's
with
me.
it. But no, there's so much in this movie, and it's really good. The entire like scene in Serbia is brilliant.
Yeah.
Where Tails has like a little translating machine, and it translates something not right, and then he's like, "Oh, this'll fix it," and they have a dance off against like this Siberian like I don't know what you'd really call him, but he'd be kind of like the best dancer in that like town or whatever that they live in.
Yeah,
I think the outfits they're wearing, like the Sonic and Tails wears, is that meant to be a
yeah.
South Park reference?
I thought it was supposed to be a reference to like fan art or something.
Oh, maybe. I thought it was a Park reference because like I remember like a lot of people making comparisons to it, and I was like, oh, it must have been a reference.
Either
Um,
way,
all the Batman jokes in this were really good.
yeah, you're not Batman.
I'm Blue Justice, patent pending. That's a good bit. Um, I don't really. What did you think of the whole like snowboarding fight scene?
That was amazing.
Hmm.
Hmm.
The only issue I had with that was like the CGI of all the robots looks fine, but it looks like it's supposed to look only fine, if that makes sense. Like it looks like it's supposed to look cartoony.
I think it's mainly because they didn't want the robots to be like the center of attention. They wanted
Yeah,
the like Knuckles and Sonic more. So
yeah, that's also a good point. And I
speaking
like how
of, I
that escalates into the wedding part.
yeah,
And then there's the reference of the ringtone is the Sonic theme.
I like that.
I like that as well.
I love when they're like skiing down. I love the banter between Sonic and Knuckles
Yeah, like
during
the
that.
whole Winter Soldier bit, and like,
I have years of training. I've trained for this my entire life.
and look at me, I have no training, and I'm still beating you. It's like, yeah, this is fucking good. This is funny.
Yeah, it
Um,
knew what to do in a
yeah,
sense.
the like writers, I don't know what they've worked on before, but they've done a really good job with like balancing the comedy and like the serious nature of this movie. Whatever serious bits they need to do.
Hmm.
Um, but we were on about the Death Egg. I think we should
Ah,
talk about that now.
I think yeah,
Death Egg's design is amazing.
absolutely.
All the posters, I don't know if you saw it, but there was like the Boss Logic poster where the Death Egg's eyes are like glowing, but they're the rings from Green Hills.
Ah,
And it's like all shadowed out. It looks really cool. I'll send it to you after. But
okay.
it's a really cool poster. Props to Boss Logic. He's class. He does
Hmm.
like all the Marvel posters and stuff. Remember the Wolverine poster, Thomas, from a while back?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
The one that Hugh Jackman put up and everyone was like, "Oh my god, he's coming back as Wolverine." That was made by Boss Logic.
Ah, right.
So he does a lot of like stuff for Marvel and DC, and now he's obviously working for Sonic as well.
Hmm.
And it was a sick poster. But the Death Egg's design is just really well done. It's really
It is.
simple, and
It's like something you'd see in a Sonic game.
yeah, it is. I don't remember which game it's from actually, off the top of my head, but it's literally just take the Death Egg from the game and make it 30 times bigger.
Ah,
Like
right.
it looks like a Power Ranger mech. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it works. There's a really funny bit where he's like shooting eye lasers at Sonic, and Sonic is like, eye lasers, that's so cliche. And then he like rocks up on Sonic and goes, no, but I have this, and like just goes snot rocket and shoots a laser out of his nose, which is a
Hmm.
really good bit.
Then there's the
Um,
slap.
yeah, the mustache chop or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a really cool thing. I wonder what they're
Hmm.
gonna do with this. I wonder if they're gonna do the tornado version 2 from the games in the next movie. Then there's like a purple plane that Tails builds, and it's like a
Oh,
plane slash like car kind of thing. It's weird, but I wonder if they're gonna do something like that.
maybe.
Um, but
Then
oh, go on.
uh, I love the whole fight between the three of them and Doctor Eggman.
Yeah,
It's
how
just so good.
it's like, oh, he's only gonna target me because I'm Sonic. So use to split up and like get the jump on him,
And
which
it
was done.
works.
It's done great, and like they get in and they do the thing in this movie where it does a call like they do callbacks to like Tails had like a bunch of holograms earlier in the movie, And then he goes in and he like goes into Eggman's big death robot and he's like, "Aha! Look at me!" And he does like a million holograms, and then Robotnik like gets rid of all of them, and he's like, "Oh, you idiot! You thought that would work?" And then he's like, "Sorry, man, I'm just the distraction." And Knuckles like punches him and like physically punches the Master Emerald out of a man.
Yeah. Well, he has the power, and
Yeah.
also I love before he punches him, he's just like, "I am also a
I am.
hologram."
Yeah, that's a really good part as well. Um, but yeah, he's just like, it's so funny. And then he punches the Master Emerald out of him, and it clanks on the ground, and Sonic is trying to get it, and he gets it, and it like crumbles. And he's with Tom, and he's with Maddie, and the Death Robo is like in manual control now, and Jim Carrey's about to stomp on this poor family, and then he stomps on it, and then he absorbs the 7 Chaos Emeralds, and he becomes Supersonic. And oh my god, the design
Oh
is
my,
phenomenal.
oh my god, it is amazing,
It is
astonishing.
amazing. Cause I was like, okay, they're probably either they're gonna do Supersonic in this movie, most
Yeah,
likely. What's the design gonna be? It's good.
it's just so good.
I think the
Like,
reason they changed Sonic is also so that they could incorporate the Supersonic design and not make it look pretty bad.
yeah, because the supersonic design looks phenomenal.
Phenomenal, yeah. It is really good.
Hmm.
Um, and then
Like
he
none of
obviously
the
beats the
problems we
shit
had,
out. Hmm?
none of the problems we had like with his like original like design, like
Yeah.
in that throughout the film, like none of that shows up with this Sonic.
Yeah. And I really
He's
like
just
how he like beats the shit out of like Robotnik, and Robotnik is possibly dead. And then he like lands down in the ground and he's like just kind of sitting there. And then Tom and Maddie run towards him and Knuckles are like, "No, you can't touch him. That's not the Sonic you know."
he has the power of the
And
gods.
then he like kind of lifts his hand, like this tornado starts to brew, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And then a chili dog rains down, and then two more rains down and hits Knuckles in the face. And it's like, yeah, that's a good like dumb joke again.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Um,
take away from the moment
it
because that's
doesn't
what Sonic
know.
would do.
Yeah, like there's literally a part in one of the games. I think it's Sonic and the Black Knight, where he's like just surrounded by a bunch of like medieval like weird magic knights, and he's like, well, I don't give a shit, and he just eats a chili dog. So it like
Mhm.
works. Um,
And I love how Knuckles agrees. You know what? I was wrong. He is the same.
yeah, he's the same one. That's a really good bit as well.
Mhm.
Um,
And then
it's so good. And
yeah,
then they go
and
and
I
they play
love
baseball. Oh, go
yeah
on.
they play baseball. I love how when he's fighting Doctor Robotnik, he beats the shit out of the robot, and the final attack he does is he just taps the thing,
Oh
and
yeah,
Robotnik's just like, "Oh, it's like that, is it? Oh, okay, okay, it's like that," and
yeah.
just gives up.
But then they go and play baseball. Knuckles has no idea how to play baseball. He's like, "Why am I angry
Powerful.
at the enemy ball?" It's like, "No, you're not. We're just having fun." And then he's like, I love how he drops the bat and goes like power bump and just punches the baseball. And then they're all just like, "We only brought one ball." So they just leave, and then he's like, "Ice cream? Does it have grapes?" Because for some reason, it's not brought up earlier in the movie, but Knuckles really likes grapes.
It's just said.
You know? And it's just really weird and out of nowhere, but it's good. And then they leave the Chaos Emeralds in like an ice cooler, like a drinks cooler, which is really funny to me. Um, but yeah, no, I'm so happy with it. And there is an after credit scene, which I think we should talk about. So, it shows up and it's like this girl. She's talking to the general, Mister Olive Garden from earlier, and she's like, "Robotnik is possibly dead. We don't know. You know, no one could have survived that kind of thing. Not even Mister Robotnik. But speaking of Mr. Robotnik, 50 years ago, his grandfather, whew, he was a bit of a menace. He has this like offshore lab that we don't really know about, and there was this thing called Project Shadow, and you see like the capsule open. Oh, you see Stone is alive, but you see the capsule open, and Shadow like is just standing there, and he like opens his eyes, and his eyes like glow. And that's it.
Orange.
And then it's just it ends. But Shadow's design, I have one small issue with Shadow's design, which I think I won't notice as soon as we get another peek at him. But his head seems quite thin. But then when you kind of think about it, everyone's character's head, like all the characters' heads are very thin in this because they have to be stood next to humans, so they have to look semi-normal. If they were
Hmm.
any thinner than they already were, or their heads were any more like disproportionate, it would just look really weird. So it doesn't really matter. I just really hope he has the cool quills, like the kind of like pointed ones instead of like the just simple Sonic style ones.
Hmm.
But I wonder what's gonna happen in the Knuckles TV show. They don't really do like say anything about that in this movie.
No.
There's no
Oh
build up to
no.
that at all. Um, and we also have no idea who's gonna be voicing Shadow because he doesn't say
I
anything.
hope Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves would be great. Um, I feel like one of the more obvious directions they'd probably go with is like The Rock, maybe. I kind of hope
Yeah.
they don't, but I feel like The Rock is kind of one that they would go for.
Either The
Um,
Rock or Keanu Reeves.
The Rock or
I
Keanu
prefer
Reeves, I
Keanu
think would
Reeves.
work. I think The Rock could work, but it's that thing of
Yeah.
like the same as Idris Elba, where it's like there is a chance this might fail. They would
Yeah.
have to balance The Rock's humor in it very much, and I just
Hmm.
don't think it would be a role that really suits him. But then again, he's Black Adam and he's Batman now. Or not Batman.
Yeah.
He's Super. Wait. Who is he in League of Super Pets?
No, that's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, but who. He's in it as well, isn't he? Is he not Superman?
Oh, he's either Superman or the dog. I forget
Yeah,
which.
that makes sense.
Yeah. I know Kevin Hart is Batman's dog, and Keanu Reeves is Batman.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I at least think Kevin Hart is Batman's dog. He
That
sounds like him.
sounds right. I have
Yeah.
no idea. But yeah, no,
Anyway.
I'm very excited for for the Sonic cinematic universe.
Hmm.
Which I really hope that they claim that before Sony does. Because then Sony can't have the SCU, which I think would be really funny. Like Sony Cinematic Universe, it would be the Sonic Cinematic Universe, and Sony would be stuck with what is it, the Sony Cinematic Universe of Marvel characters or something
Yeah.
that they have now, which is the dumbest thing ever, but oh well. I saw someone on Twitter the other day that didn't understand what like the difference between a Marvel movie and a movie that was like partially made by Marvel,
Yeah.
because they were like, "Oh, my favorite MCU movie is like this Into the Spider Verse," and they were like, "That's not a Marvel movie." They were like, "Well, it says Marvel at the beginning, so it's a Marvel movie," and it was like, I'm sorry. Um, I don't really know what else to say. I'm very excited for where this is gonna go. I really hope
Yeah.
that Jim Carrey does at least the TV show and quits, but I think it's
And then
really funny that his final
oh,
role was Dr. Robotnik. Yeah, I was at Thomas's house. I went to Thomas's house before we watched this, and I was like making a cup of tea, and Thomas had a jar above his kettle that said sugar on it, but when I opened it, there was like batteries and like screws and nails, and then that Knuckles head was just sitting on top, and it was just so weird because it was like so perfect. Also, you should go and follow the Silly Geese on Instagram because
sure,
we posted funny pictures of me and Thomas.
we did.
We were both color coded. Oh, it was really funny.
Hmm.
Someone pointed out on in the comments like that you looked like you were camouflage because you were wearing red in front of a red wall.
I was.
He was camouflaged, but I was saying like we color coded ourselves. We would have if Neve had gone with us. We would have had our tails, but sadly she couldn't. Kind of
Hmm.
just taking the piss out of her. But no, like I don't. I'm not mad at Neve for obviously not being able to because life gets in the way.
Hmm.
But I think we should end it there.
Yeah,
I don't really have anything else to say. Go and watch this movie. It was great. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 personally.
10 out of 10 is for me as well.
I think my current ranking of video game movies goes this. So Sonic 2, Sonic 1, Detective Pikachu, Uncharted.
Yeah,
That's my current ranking.
except I haven't seen Detective
You haven't
Pikachu.
seen Detective Pikachu, but I think that's where it is at the moment.
Hmm.
But depending on the next time I watch Uncharted, that could move up a spot. But yeah,
We'll
no,
see.
I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, join us next week if we do have an episode next week. Don't know if we will. We probably will.
Might.
But
It depends.
either way, I've been Jordan,
And I've been Thomas,
and we've been two of your silly geese.
the best ones.
Bye, lads.